Hello there, everyone. Xantalk here with about to do the wrong intro again. It's Super Cast Brothers, the only Smash Brothers podcast that cares about your financial situation. Go here to our donation link and wait. Oh, that doesn't make sense. That'd be our financial situation. Whoops! I only care about my financial situation. Apparently, my apologies. I'm Xantalk, otherwise known as Lister. I never know how to do an intro for this show. That's Jono, otherwise known as Save Me. And it's another episode of Super Cast Brothers. This is our... Is this the last normal on topic of the season? I think it is.
We are somewhat suddenly who?
No, that's right. That one is still gonna happen. This isn't the last normal on topic of the season.
Oh, yeah.
The next one's gonna be a doozy.
You can say that it's in a way the last normal one. Because the next episode is not normal.
True, but it's not the last one before the finale of the season, of course.
Right, the finale.
But that next on topic will be there's a lot of work I got to do still for it.
The sign you that you will wade through, the love of the game.
Yes. Oh, I have fears putting that together. But hey, that's for a problem for future me, which might be me in 2 days. I don't know.
It's gonna be used soon enough.
Yeah, I mean, for me in 2 days, because I like to get things done, as soon ahead as I fucking can. But
it's nice when that happens.
Yes, it is. But it's this is an on-topic episode. It's super casual. We talk about Smash Bros. And sometimes things wider in gaming, just general Nintendo or other franchises. Like you love
Furbies.
Okami.
Yes, Okami. A much more regular and correct answer than Furbies.
I had one of the evil Furbies as a child.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Like the one that would make its mouth all vile.
No, it was just one of the cursed ones. I don't remember exactly what the deal was, but it was like all Furbies had like that, or like this particular design, or like there's something screwed up with them, and that's the one I had.
Excellent. I'm sure you loved them very much.
Maybe it was you.
I was within you.
That would have been before you.
Watching you.
Oh, God.
Twilix was in there too.
I need to leave this planet now.
Yeah, Furby. If only I knew a Furby noise right now. There.
Sure.
Furby Smashtopia moveset. Furby enemy.
I don't even know what I would do with something like that, especially I guess default to Spirit because I have no assist trophy thoughts on them. It's like, okay. Or it's Mr. Assetti, but you can throw it, I guess.
Yep.
Boring. I have better new item ideas that I'm working on.
Yeah. Well, Larry the Cucumber's up on the website, so I guess anything can happen.
Yes. Well, no. There is a very small amount of things that are banned from the Smash TV. I will allow some weird shit like
a hamburger
inside Llewellyn Davis.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Oh yeah. John Goodman's interesting.
There's certain things like no, I will delete if things from like certain mainly a certain two categories ever gets on there's like that's an instant delete.
I would imagine that adults only would be one. I don't know what the other would be.
Politics.
No.
Banned.
I mean, if I put a Ben Franklin movie on the website.
Okay, Ben Franklin would be one thing. Yeah. Let me modify that to politics of the last 30 years.
Okay.
If somebody was alive, if somebody today alive would have known them, no. If
like personal.
Yeah, well, no, but like age-wise.
Yeah.
Like anything that's like the last 80 years, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm just gonna avoid that with a hot fucking poker.
Anyway.
Any hoodle. Oh, We are talking about old shit today, though. You know, maybe a little bit older than Furbies, a little bit younger than Ben Franklin.
Yeah.
I was actually wait. Would it be about the Furby's age? A little bit older than Furby. Little bit, not too much. When were Furbies first made? Because I know that they, the 90s, but 1998. Oh wow.
Wow. I thought it would be earlier than that.
Yeah, I was thinking like 94. Or maybe I was thinking like maybe like they got popular in 94, then maybe like the first one was like 88 or something. No, 1998. Huh. So yeah, definitely older than Furbies.
Furby then. You could have astrally projected into it though.
That said, there were some being made 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they are terrifying looking.
The new ones?
Yeah.
I know, yeah. They were odd.
Like
the real cursed Furbies that they custom make on Etsy are one of my favorite deep dives.
Sometimes I think you need to not deep dive. You need to stay above water, sir. Stop going further down the iceberg. Okay, stay above water. Above water is where you are safe. Down below is where we get weird.
The diver will help me see it through.
No, I don't think they will.
You mean I should stay aboard the Gabbiano?
That means above water, so yes.
Okay. But if like an orca jumped over the ship, that would be okay.
That depends on they crashing your boat and sinking it?
No.
Then sure. You can watch an orca sail up through the air.
Perfect.
Cool.
That'll stimulate me. Yeah, it'll like shake off some water and slick up the boat, but nothing too bad.
Sure. I feel like we're starting to get down to a slippery slope, and I'm going to reverse course. Hi, welcome to Super Cast Brothers, the Smash Brothers podcast where we actually talk about our topic. Sometimes
talk about Furbies.
30 minutes later.
I had an aunt invested in Furbies. She collected every single one.
Do you remember when McDonald's had the baby? Actually, you might have been too young. Do you remember when McDonald's had like 50 fucking baby toys?
Yeah, kind of.
I had them all.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's a good claim to fame.
They're all gone now. I don't know what happened to them.
I don't know. I know I have a Beanie Babies like chest drawer somewhere from back when people thought they were going to gain like insane value.
Yeah, mine never would have because I removed the tags. Like, no.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't want things should not be kept in a box.
Yeah, I agree with
that. But the value, fuck the value. You buy the cool thing, you should just have the cool thing. Don't put it in a box and then it's the idea of just selling it for later. What the fuck?
Sure. I mean, if my unboxed King Dedede amiibo is worth $17,000 in a month, I guess I'll probably sell it. But until then,
it's like
enjoy.
It's like there's something to like you go to a convention, celebrities like I've seen with multiple just like they will refuse to sign certain things, namely Funkos or anything that is like in the box still, because they know it's just going to get turned around and sold. I come up to them with an amiibo out of box, and it's like, yeah, I'll sign that. They know this shit ain't getting sold.
Right.
This shit is mine. It's going on my shelf.
Yeah, like your Waluigi amiibo that Charles Martinet signed.
Which has sadly been fading. But, that's what happens when, hands touch.
Yeah.
But, like, I have that one. I have, I'm trying to think I can only recall two amiibo actually that are signed. I know that one in Violet. Are there any others? Might be my only signed amiibo. No! Mewtwo. Signed by Dan Green.
Nice.
Those are my three. None of which are currently in front of me. But every once in a while I cycle out what I have on my desk in front of me.
Yeah.
I have quite the collection right now.
I enjoy the collection of the amiibos. I wish I could bring a few of mine out to play, but they're at home and I'm not.
Yeah. I wanted to bring out a couple of our retro rep characters. But then I started the episode. I was like, oh wait, I don't have them up here right now. Shit.
Right.
Oh well. Anyways, so today's episode is about retro representation in Smash Brothers. We're basically going to be going over what retro characters are currently in Smash, or our thoughts on them both now and in the moment when they were revealed, if we were paying attention when they were revealed, and kind of what we'd like to see moving forwards with Smash 6, Smash 7, Smash 8.
Mm-hmm.
However, further down the line we get Smash Reboot. I don't know. Well, that's going to be a light discussion today, and just having fun talking about a less so a franchise that gets representation in Smash, and more a category of character. And because Smash, for the most part, when you're thinking of Smash representation, you think like certain franchises, or you'll think, oh, third parties. But then retros are that third box, and it started in Melee. I guess technically there was, for a time there was also the WTF box. It was like, here's the what the fuck? What do you mean this character is in the
Yeah.
Jigglypuff, which has also sometimes been shared slots with the retro characters. Game and Watch, for example, was the WTF of Melee, arguably Roy. Are you done?
Oh, we need to Roy. Okay, there's the other
Discord
weird joke.
cutting out partway through multiple times is always fun.
Roy.
And moving the heck on. So, right now,
Yeah.
Smash.
Say more.
I mean, looking at retro representation, and also retro representation is something that's like, its definition theoretically should be different now than what it was during Melee's time.
Right.
Smash 64 didn't have any. Every character in Smash 64 was relevant at the time of the game's release, or their franchise was. Earthbound, F Zero. I mean, F Zero didn't have a game on the N64, but it did still have a game on the Super Nintendo. So it's not like it was weird to see Captain Falcon. Nowadays, Captain Falcon hadn't been in Smash yet, and Smash 6 was coming out. They were adding Captain Falcon, and you'd be like, "Yeah, wow. Are you retro? Because we haven't seen you since GameCube."
Technically, I mean, it's on NSO. There you go.
Mm-hmm. But Smash 64 didn't really add any. Melee though, John, were you? Because I wasn't. But were you there at all for any like the Melee release hype cycle or anything like that? I don't. I'm assuming not, due to age.
I would have been 7 years old. So, no.
Okay.
The closest I got to that was watching the trailer repeatedly at a Walmart kiosk.
Fair enough. And no, none of the retro kits would have been in that because they were all. Well, actually, no, Ice Climbers would have been.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you probably saw them was like, I don't know who this is, but this looks great.
Yep. And
Probably.
instantly begging to get a teen-rated game.
Man, how'd your family feel about that?
What now?
How'd your family feel about that?
Oh, they relented in the end.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
I would have been. I would have been 11 when Melee came out,
Nice.
and I
7,
actually
11.
actually I don't know when I got it. I know I did not get it on release though. I don't think I knew about it. Yeah, I did not know about it on release. It was like a year or two or whatever later when I learned about Melee's existence. I knew Smash 64 because I had played it at a daycare center actually. Well, less daycare, like more like after school type of place, you know. But Melee gave us our first two retro representation characters, both locked to the NES or older, with the Ice Climbers and with Mr. Game & Watch. What did you think about them in that game? Like with every other character that we had in there, Ganondorf, Bowser, Pichu, Falco.
Well, I didn't really know enough about the Nintendo lexicon to have a negative opinion about or a controversial opinion about any of it.
Mm-hmm.
I just began repeatedly watch the trailer at a Walmart kiosk when I was 6, 7 years old, and at that point, it was just cool. I didn't know the characters by name until I came home and looked them up on during computer lab time, and I liked them. Like Popo and Nana, having them around, and Game and Watch later on. All I knew about Game and Watch was that he was hard as hell to unlock. Um, that kind of this game is what unlocked like my internet psyche attached to gaming. So looking up on game FAQs way back in 2001, about how to unlock these characters and learning more about who these characters were. It was exploratory for me and unlocked my love of Smash and Nintendo and gaming in general. It really helped push that along early on because I got my N64 pretty late. I mean, it came out in '96. I was 2 years old. I wasn't really my mind wasn't developed enough to be playing these games at that point. So I got a 64 when I was 6, and then a GameCube at launch. Crazily enough, when like not that long later, um, and by that time I loved Super Mario 64, Paper Mario, Super Smash Brothers, but I hadn't played Pokemon. I hadn't played Zelda, and these are the sort of Fire Emblem obviously became a huge deal for me because of this game and the characters that we were highlighting. I don't know, it was cool. I'm talking Mr. Game and Watch especially was really interesting being 2D on a 3D plane. I would clock that even as a kid. Ice Climbers, pleasing design. And like how they are their spot in the trailer wasn't interesting. Curious, like, oh, who are they? And then when you play as them, it's just neat to have this like duo character, traction, really good traction on ice, and so on and so forth. What about you?
So I'm trying to think and remember because I got introduced to Melee having a sleepover at a friend's house, and they had the game. They had all the characters unlocked, and we played it quite a bit that night. And then it
Yeah,
wasn't long after that I got the game for myself. And I'm trying to think like what characters I would have known about at the time. Like I would have known Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Peach, Bowser, Donkey Kong. I don't
yeah,
know if I knew. I think I knew of Link, but I don't think I'd really seen any of Link's games. Samus,
yeah.
I would have known because Twi'leks played Metroid Prime, and he liked that. I think Kirby. Well, I guess I shouldn't say Kirby would have been me because then, like, I had played Smash 64 at an after-school program, so anybody that was in the first team, I'd seen them in that, but I didn't know. Like, I definitely did not know who Captain Falcon or Ness were. It's like
Hmm.
they're people. Fox, I didn't. I don't think I knew who Fox was.
Yeah,
We got Assault in the GameCube, but I don't. I want to say that was after Smash. I want to say.
yeah. It was quite a few years after,
Well, no,
quite a few years.
I mean, like when
Oh,
I
you.
got Smash,
Hmm.
I think
Hmm.
when we got Assault, it was after we got Smash for me in my house.
Hmm.
Doctor Mario, I really didn't know. Uh, I did not know Sheik. I might have known Zelda. I don't think I knew. I might have known Ganondorf.
Hmm.
Maybe Young Link would be in that same maybe spot. Falco, if I knew Fox, maybe I knew Falco. Mewtwo, I fucking knew. I knew the Pokemon.
Hmm.
But actually, did I know Pichu? No. I don't think I would have known Pichu because I think that was in the Pokemon is banned era of my childhood.
Yeah,
Ice Climbers obviously I didn't know. Martha and Roy I didn't know. Game & Watch I did not know. But it was after mainly like I started like I want to say like maybe that might have been like when I started like getting deeper into like reading things on the internet and getting into gaming stuff. Game FAQs was definitely like the first place I went to back in the day for gaming information, both for guides and also just news. Game FAQs was the place for me getting anything gaming news for a long time. Event
yeah.
hubs for a while when it came to like fighting games. Now it's just Reddit.
Mhm.
Because what
Yeah,
else is
same.
there?
Yeah.
But like,
Gotcha.
I don't think I had like, I definitely didn't have any negative opinions on any characters that were in the game. If I had a negative opinion on any character being in the game, it would have been Pichu because he hurts himself, and I don't need a second Pikachu. We could have had something different Pokemon, but even then, I don't think I had the thought to say like we could have had this instead. I don't think I had that was in my mind at all. It was just like, well, I don't want to play this guy. He sucks.
Yeah.
But I would play Bowser, even though like he sucked. But I like playing with Bowser. Ice
Yeah.
climbers were actually one of my favorites to play as in the melee days. Like my I don't like using mains because like I like to do the random option. And melee
Hmm.
had that hidden random button. But like I feel like the characters I played the most in melee would have been Bowser. And I think it might have been Ice Climber. I think those two would have been my two the ones I played the most in melee was Bowser and Ice Climber. Maybe Game Watch actually. I'm kind
Yeah.
of thinking. Mario might have been like the fourth one just because like Mario is like the guy.
Hmm.
Kirby, I think I did a good bit. I think I would probably guess that was my top five.
Yeah. I know I definitely played a lot of Bowser back then, a lot of Ganondorf, a lot of Mewtwo. I like the bad guys. I thought it was cool that you could play as them.
Okay.
Um,
And two of those three hit hard.
yeah. And Marth and Roy, I mean, they came on. The attraction was there like right away, like immediately. I want to know more about these characters, and that when that first game came out in the West, like as a kid, ironically, my house had just burnt down, and maybe about a month later, my parents got me a Game Boy, a new Game Boy Advance to soothe my to really get them off their case, get me off their case. I'm sure. But and the game I chose was Fire Emblem. And I'm like, huh, funny name. But anyway, and knowing only Marth and Roy, you're playing this game. You're like, where's Marth and Roy? And sure enough, there's Roy at the very, very end of Blazing Blade.
Babby.
Um, yeah, exactly. And that opened up a lifelong like fanatical love of that series as well.
It's a good series.
Um,
I wish there's
yeah,
more casual mode.
well, at least you got it now.
Yeah,
You can play
some
Blades all
games.
you want.
I want it in the older games.
You can play Fates all you want.
Uh,
Yeah,
Not
go tell you that.
Revelations. Can't play Revelations anymore. If you don't already have it, you're fucked.
It's so absurd. That's another debate for another time. As far
That's
as
for a different show.
Flops dying, yeah, Angel Wada, eat your heart out. Um, yeah, and I aspects that maybe I didn't like as much. The Icicle Mountain Zone and Adventure Mode.
Yeah, that wasn't
It
fun.
was a little bit of a pain after a little tedious after a while. Like you get a little bored of it when it's the same thing over and over again, even though the worlds are drawing from all these places and it's pretty cool. Like it's like, oh, we have to go through the Mute City thing again and wait up on these platforms and yada yada yada. Like my goodness. But Flat Zone I thought was an amazing stage.
Yeah.
It's so cool, and the music they came up with for it was really interesting, and just like the absurdities of like how many versus matches you had to play or how many fighters you had to destroy in Cruel Melee to unlock like Falco or whoever it was. I was like, what the heck is this? It's crazy, and even more so that at this age your brain is all squishy and you're able to kind of condition yourself to play these games kind of better than we do as adults and actually get these things done. Well, to a degree, like
I
motor
mean,
skills stage.
yeah, Falco was 100-man melee, which was not easy to do.
Right.
It was pretty much just like, okay, get good or do the DK strat.
Yep. And I did the DK strat.
Same.
But yeah, I mean, my opinion on Ice Climbers and Mr. Game & Watch were cool. They're
Yeah.
they're still cool, and I was really royally pissed when Ice Climbers cut in Smash 4.
Yep.
And
Fucking
welcome back.
3DS.
Hmm. Good, good experiment, I guess, but it wasn't needed.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about that though was if they didn't announce that it was going to be both 3DS and Wii U, Sakurai was just going to do 3DS. I feel like he would have been pressured to do Wii U later, but like his initial intent was just 3DS with that because it had been, oh, something new to do, a new kind of challenge. Like, please don't do that again.
Yeah, I think it's that, and then the Nintendo side of it. I think they would have opted for 3DS as well because it was the system that actually sold well.
Yeah, but well, they would have wanted it to help sell Wii U units, and it would have.
Hmm. That's true. Yeah, the 3DS sold more, but it also probably had a very low attach rate. Like I would imagine most people, or at least a considerable margin, just went to the Wii U version once it came out.
Yeah, there are people that were just like, okay, so Wii U version is going to release like 2 or 3 months after 3DS. I'm going to wait. So moving to Brawl, then, as far as retro characters are concerned, there we were given two more, which is great. We were given it kind of like in the Ice Numbers kind of spot. There was Pit from Kid Icarus, who got a completely new design, looking nothing like the Pit that we saw
No.
in previous art for Kid Icarus or his trophy in Melee. And then that design was later tweaked a little bit for Kid Icarus Uprising that Sakurai also worked on.
Hmm.
But then alongside Pitch, the one that went into the big retro slot, the one that was also like the WTF, what the fuck are you doing here slot was R.O.B, the robotic operating buddy. And I remember Brawls when I believe we both were like checking daily across chat. And
Hmm.
I was always on Gamification, always checking what people were talking about with it. And I remember back before Rob was revealed, back before the Ancient Minister, like my thought was, when people were talking about, was like, oh, what retro character should they add next? And I was like, well, they did Game and Watch. I feel like the next best choice after that, you gotta do Rob. The history with the Super Nintendo that he has, that's just too big to ignore. You have to do that next. And
Right.
people didn't want Rob. People were just like kind of like, no, we don't want the fucking toy robot, blah. And then the Ancient Minister got revealed as being a thing in the Subway Cemetery, and I remember seeing a person that did a drawing of like
Yeah.
superimposing
Yeah.
Rob over it. It's like, the dimensions are here. It's like, oh shit. But then even further after that, after Rob did get revealed for the game, and more importantly, Ridley did not. There's a particular fan art I recall of Rob who had taped like he's like a partial Ridley costume over himself. There's
Hmm.
little dialogue bubble saying,
You get a
"Do
lot
you
of
like
power.
me now?" And
Yeah. And it's funny how I remember this. Oh my
I
gosh.
great fan art, great fan art. I was very happy that Rob was the brawl, the big brawl retro character. Others
Hmm.
weren't, but I think that was mostly people that just wanted Ridley, which fair enough. But again, characters don't something like that doesn't take a slot. Like, sometimes yes, a character can take a slot from another one. It's more like if they're from the same franchise, like they're fighting for a space.
Hmm. Hmm.
Rob didn't take
Right.
Ridley's slot. There was no Ridley slot to take.
Right. Whether it should have been is another discussion, but bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I remember all that. This is the first of the era, our first taste of being chronically online. Um, it was a big moment for us. This is the era that we had met in, and that we had coordinated and met with EBIT and Flamezone, and I brought TurboTaxer into that fold, and we were all kind of coordinating with each other online on Super Smash Bros. Mercurius and Club Trevor and all of the hits, and we got together and checked the dojo every single day. There has still never been an equivalent to dojo, not Miiverse, not the Ultimate website, just not nothing. Like it's like the mural that gets a new character added every time one is revealed. It's cool. It looks great, but it's not like this well of information. Miiverse, it has its own capacity, and that limited what you can do with it. Plus, it's hard to find those archival posts from soccer right now that is all dead and gone. Dojo's where it was at. It was an incredible release cycle, and it kind of embedded its my love of the speculation game and just thinking about all of this, what could be in this game. Like, it's funny, we made 7 seasons out of this show so far with that concept in mind. We spent years, like thousands of hours as kids, pouring into this kind of stuff as well as playing the game, and it all kind of came through in this era that Pitt and Rob were involved in, and they both had major reveals because Pitt was in that initial like massively hyped trailer
The
reveal.
first 5 reveals.
Yeah, yeah. The fight is on. Like his original voice actor was pretty rough. I remember thinking that as a kid too. But it's a retro kind of cheesy. And he looked cool. He looked badass, and they did like this epic. Like there's definitely like a 3 edgy 5 me kind of thing about Brawl overall. There's a darkness to it that I still think is cool, but I can also recognize it's of an era.
Yeah.
Um, and they did a great job brightening Pitt up for Uprising and modernizing his character, making him more cartoony. But what it was in Brawl, amazing. Skyworld, pretty iconic stage, whether you like the platforms or not. I mean, it's stuck around.
Yeah.
And again, that was like my first interaction with, like, I didn't grow up with Kid Icarus. I didn't grow up watching Captain N and seeing Pitt on that show. Along with Mother Brain. But it was fun, and he was a cool character to play as, and still is. I still kind of miss elements of the Brawl era Pit, like the free form flight mechanic, the glide,
The side special.
spinny side special that reflects was pretty useful. Like, he's changed, understandably, for Uprising, to reflect Uprising, but I still kind of miss that elements of that, and hope it would come back one day to another character, perhaps. Um, so yeah, first introduction to Kid Icarus, that first introduction to Rob through that. I became a renegade after that, and really wanted a physical Rob,
Mm.
like an actual Rob unit. That never happened because at the time, anyway, the Robs that you could find in person were 3, 4, 5, 6, $700+ Like, they were, and still are, incredible collector's items. I remember the controversy with the Ancient Minister. The people did not want to believe that Rob was behind the robes. They're like, why? They already revealed Rob as a generic enemy. Why would he also be blah, 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 blah. And that's when you start to realize the internet is so detailed, and also it still lacks nuance.
Yeah.
And,
Always has
there
been.
are, yeah, and there are strategic reasons to bring Rob into the fold of the story, and it worked epically. It was an amazing sequence watching the Ancient Minister turncoat against Ganondorf and Bowser and Taboo, etc., and do his own thing, and that was an incredible moment in Subspace Emissary, which was its whole own can of worms. And I love playing as Rob. I'm not very good at it. He's pretty, like, tanky and technical at the same time. So, lower tier for people who care about that. But it's a very pleasing moveset.
Yeah.
The only thing that I wish we had now was like a Gyromite stage.
Seriously, he remains the only or like Rob Jaromite, whatever you want to call his franchise. It's the only franchise of a playable character in Smash that has no stages. Period. It's like, what the hell? It's not that hard to come up with it. I've come up with 2, and I have a third idea I just never wrote down.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, my idea too, like Night of the Living Rob, and you hop on Rob and ride around in a neighborhood with him, like driving around like Toy Story style.
no,
Yeah.
no. So for me with Brawl, I'm looking to listen to Commission. I think I think there's only 3 of these characters who I did not know of before they reveal. I maybe 4. I'm not so sure about one of them, but like I didn't know who Ike was. I had no idea who Ike was. I knew of Fire Emblem also because of Martha Roy, but also because like that original Game Boy game with Lynn, Hector, and Ellerwood. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know who Pitt was. I don't. I forget who else I was thinking of. I'm not sure if I knew who Snake was. I'm not sure. I kind of lean.
Mhm.
I don't think I knew who Snake was.
Yeah. I definitely didn't, but I sure became an expert in them before it came out. I was like, this is awesome. What the hell is this?
I mean, it's also hard to say with those ones because like the characters that were like the initial first five was long before the dojo, so we had a lot of time to learn about those characters before the dojo was even a possibility. So like by the time we started getting regular information, yeah, we all figured out who Snake, Pit, and those characters all were.
Just
Uh,
understanding the level of what was happening, like the critical wall that was broken by Snake being included, was like crazy even
yeah,
back then. Hmm.
I think those were the only three. Thinking about it, but I was totally cool with Pit. I was like, this character looks cool. I don't know who they
Yeah.
are, but they look cool. I like it. I like their moves. In playing them, bro, Pit was one of my favorites to play as. Unfortunately, the switch to Smash 4 that dropped. I didn't like the moveset changes that they did. I mean, it made sense to make it more in line with how Kid Icarus Uprising was. And the up special is fine. I just kind of like the free flight flapping around. The
Hmm.
side special was the real loss for me. I didn't really
Yeah.
care for the upper dash arm and supposed to like the twirling blade. I don't remember what that move was called, but I liked
Hmm.
that move a lot. I used it a lot. Rob Rob's moveset has not changed outside of his Sonic Smash, which has all changed for each game so far. I find it funny that there are some characters in Smash from Brawl, Smash 4 to Ultimate who have had their Final Smash change each game. It's like, did you not like what you did before?
Hmm.
Or are you just being funny, think it'd be fun to do something different with them each time for some reason? What's the deal here? Why is it
Right.
different? I don't know. I mean, they have not all been good,
Hmm.
but
Bring back negative zone, cowards.
we're never getting negative zone again. We're
I
never getting negative zone again.
want to
But
see Luigi's sensual dance yet again.
no.
That's what he's like. Anyway.
There are sometimes I really think you need help, man. Sometimes the words that you'll use to express is like, why would you call his dance that? Please seek medical
Luckily,
professionals.
I have the help of my friend Zantuck.
No, you don't.
Put me in a
Even if you
negative.
paid me, I would not want to hear how your mind got on that. Nah,
He's just moving.
I'm good. We're moving on from that whole thing. But Brawl, I think something also that Brawl did well in regards, especially to Pit, was here's a character like they knew that the majority of players were not going to know. So with Subspace Emissary, the story mode, they made him be very early as a character that you had to play as because it starts out with you playing as Mario is your single player, but if you're doing multiplayer, you can also play as Kirby. But then after that whole starting boss battle against Petey Piranha goes, you switch to Pit. Pit's
Yeah.
the very next thing you
Oh,
do.
Peter
Pit's the
Brown.
first character you actually go through the platforming worlds with. Not Mario, not Kirby. Pit's the first one that you do outside of a boss battle. I was like, that's a great choice because you get everybody that doesn't know this character to figure out this character. And I like
Mhm.
that a lot.
Incredible fan service for people who did like him too, with the Kid Icarus music playing in the background, being up in the clouds. It was neat.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
but Brawls when people were talking about like what characters they would add for retros and really everything else. I believe Takamaru was brought. I think Takamaru and Rob were the two that were most talked about for Brawl. Obviously, not Cutting Pit because part of the initial review. I want to say it was those two. I might be forgetting some, but that's what feels correct.
Yeah. Um, I also, before we get off the Brawl train, Brawl I think is probably my most played game of all time. I remember when I had stopped playing, like the Wii U was becoming the Wii, yeah, the Wii and Wii U were becoming irrelevant. I remember I put in something crazy like 7,000 plus hours into Brawl. Many, 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 many full days were spent with Brawl
Yeah,
as a kid. Like that's I did the math just now. That's close to a full year straight, which is pretty nuts for a
I,
game that was maligned for tripping and being too slow.
Brawl was definitely not my most played game of all time. I don't quite know what would be, but it was definitely my most played Smash game. Partly
Oh yeah,
because it's like, hey, we were of the age where we just had the free time to do that. Smash 4 Ultimate. I played Ultimate. Went to Subway Cemetery, unlocked all the characters. I
yeah.
did all the spirits, and then I put it down. And I would only pick it back up when they announced new spirits, and I would go get them. Smash 4, kind of similar. I unlocked all the characters. I cleared classic mode with everybody. I think we still had an all star mode in that game. I did all star with
Mhm.
everybody. I played a little bit of Master and Crazy Orders, but it was like once I had unlocked all the things, put it down. Unless the rare times when people wanted to play it, but Brawl was the game that people actually played in person.
Mhm.
Didn't really have people to play in person Smash 4 and Ultimate with that much.
Yeah. Even with the terrible, shitty Wi-Fi that the Wii kind of had, and Brawl especially had, it was still a lot of fun to play with you and Ebit and Flame Zone, like cross borders and do things for the first time with Nintendo Wi-Fi connection,
Yeah.
including playing as Rob and Pit, and especially Rob.
Mm.
Rob and Mario Kart DS as well was pretty sick.
Did you play as Robert Pitt that much? Like were they some of your higher played characters?
Probably both mid tier. It's funny you mentioned not knowing Ike. Of course, I was the polar extreme opposite of that.
Yeah.
Still, the number one character in Smash for me that's like, thank goodness you're here. And at that time, I was like, holy shit, here we go, man. Because, of course, I played through Path of Radiance religiously as well and reveled in the terrible CG cutscenes.
Uh
Hooray.
I don't know. I'm trying to think who I know who my most played was. That's Wario. I loved Wario in Brawl. Again,
Mm-hmm.
changes in Smash 4 sunk him down my list. Sadly.
Free,
That's happened each
free
time.
flow
The
Wario,
fuck?
man. Yeah.
Every time the character that I enjoyed playing as the most. Actually, well, Bowser didn't really change too much to Brawl, but starting with Brawl, each character my Brawl character I played with, my Smash 4 character I played the most, got ruined in the next game. It's like this sucks for me. Great,
Yeah. I
but
remember a lot of people complaining about Wario Raft. They're like, that's not the character. It's like, I don't know. I don't really have an issue with it. And are we sure that's not the character? He's kind of just gross and WarioWare.
yeah, it seems kind of Wario to me.
Yeah. Would I prefer a land moveset? Sure, but whatever.
Yeah, I think that's the real heart of it is people wanted to see stuff from the land games, not all this WarioWare. I do think like him having the WarioWare costume as his base, I'm fine with that because it sets him apart better.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I liked the picks that we had for Smash for Brawl. I thought they were great. I
Mhm.
thought they did a good job with them. People are gonna say what they're gonna say, but I think it went well.
Yeah, me too.
And then Smash 4. Of course, always the character discussion cycle is only going to get more and more volatile with every fucking game. Especially this next
Hmm.
one. Uh, if they don't come out right away with the next Smash announcement and say everyone is here 2.0, it's going to be a bloodbath. And I don't mean in terms of cuts. I mean in terms of how the internet is going to just react to everything and discuss with each other. It is going to be bloody.
Full bore reboot would like destroy and rebuild the fan base.
Yeah, like whatever the next Smash game comes, the initial announcement really needs to set the expectation day one. Everyone is here 2.0, reboot, or what? Because if you don't tell us right away, the internet's going to make assumptions,
Yeah.
and it's going to go bad. But Smash 4, as far as its retro reps are concerned, we only had one this time. Well, no, no, I'm sorry. I take it back. I forgot. I was looking right at character and I completely blind spotted them. Again, we had two. You could argue. No, I don't think you could argue
Mhm.
anybody else. Well, actually, no, no. I would not argue Mega Man because Mega Man was still getting games. Mega Man's a whole situation, but there's arguably a third.
Pac-Man.
Yes,
Ha!
but the one that's in like the Ice Climbers pit slot is Little Mac from the Punch
Mhm.
Out games, which Punch Out, like, technically his series was active because it had a game on the Wii, but it wasn't a game that like was lauded or anything. It didn't really get much traction, and there was no sign that we would ever get anything from it again, and we still have not. And it was primarily a NES arcade Super Nintendo
Yeah.
series of games, and the Wii was what's the word? An anomaly, a a fluke.
Yes, a shot in a flash in the pan.
Yeah, like, and I say this not disparaging Punch Out on the Wii, but it came out of nowhere and then it kind of went away.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, but that's like kind of beside the point.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
And
learned a lot about modern stereotypes from it. Anyway.
I don't remember too much about people were saying retro wise what people wanted for Smash 4. I know Takamaru was heavily talked about. I think Lip was talked about to a good deal.
Yeah,
The character I personally championed for was Duck Hunt, and I was
yeah.
so glad that they made it in. I hate their moveset, but I'm so glad they made it in. And I say I hate
Don't
the
you mean
moveset.
the
It's that's like
trio?
I just don't. I don't enjoy using them because their moveset's just not my style. Same with Mega Man. I'm glad Mega Man's here. His moveset's not my style, and that's
Yeah.
sad for me.
Dog.
Since
Hmm.
Marvel's Capcom 3, I love that Phoenix Wright got in. His moveset's not my style.
Hmm.
Sad for me. But Little Mac and Duck Hunt were like the two Nintendo retro reps. Little Mac, I know was brought up to at least some degree because of the assist trophy he had in Brawl. People were just like, he could be a character. He can be more than assist trophy, and well, yeah, obviously he can because he became he was the first assist trophy upgrade that we had. The only one from Brawl moving to Smash 4, unless I'm missing something looking at these, and I don't believe I am. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
And they made him work pretty much how he should work. Unfortunately, Little Mac, by the nature of how he works becoming Smash, will always be a bottom tier garbage character because he has no air game. And air game is kind of always going to be supreme in Smash, at least to a degree. And Little Mac would never be able to compete in that. But it makes sense for him. And then there's
Hmm.
Duck Hunt, who I don't think largely people were excited because people were just like, "Are you fucking kidding me? My trauma is in this game? Fuck you! Fuck off!" It's like I thought it was funny. I was like, "Yeah,
Hmm.
who like
Yeah.
because like everything else that we had in there that was like an established big Nintendo thing from the NES years. Duck Hunt was the only symbol left that wasn't in. It's like you gotta do it. You gotta do the laughing dog. He needs to
Hmm.
be here. This,
Yeah.
what are you gonna add? A piranha plant?
Yeah. What are you gonna add next? Fire piranha plant like Mario Tennis did?
That's the Echo Fighter. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
But then like the third kinda you could call him a retro up is again Pac-Man. While there have been multiple Pac-Man games over the years, Pac-Man is best known and will always be best known for the classic arcade games. And they've had their own version that have released over time, but that's what we've gotten.
Yeah.
And seeing can't get my words, but even though there's things like Pac-Land, Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures, Pac World, Ms. Pac-Man Time Madness, Maze Madness, or whatever the heck it is.
Pack
He's
Attack. I like that one.
Pack Attack, Ghostly Adventures, which people, when there were rumors of Pac-Man being brought in, people were just like, "Don't make him look like Ghostly Adventures. Don't do it." And even Sakurai was like, We're not doing Ghostly Adventures. It's normal Pac-Man or nothing." And we got normal Pac-Man. Well,
Thank
normal
goodness.
3D Pac-Man, not.
I mean, anyone who could see that design just knew that it wasn't going to last. It was very perennial.
It was like Sonic Boom.
Yeah. Well,
Like
the only thing that persisted about Sonic Boom was that Knuckles meme.
it honestly, Knuckles.
Oh,
Honestly,
oops.
of the four main characters, of the four main heroes, Knuckles is the only one of them whose design I think is outwardly bad. Like
Mhm.
I actually don't mind the bandages that are at around Sonic's arms. Like I think that adds a little bit of something to his design. It doesn't detract anything, in my opinion. I don't remember what the other two looked like. I think like Tails had like these Tails of these goggles. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I was like, yeah, Tails wearing a pair of goggles and this little tool belt. He's the mechanic of the group. This makes sense. That makes sense for his design.
I mean, it's a storytelling device. You
Yeah,
know,
and then
built to carry.
Amy's outfit just looks like the same, oh, borderline the same.
Yeah. It was like, why do they have to look slightly taller though? It's like
Yeah,
weird and
they
gangled.
instead of wearing a short skirt, she's she has a short skirt, but it's not like flaring out everywhere. It's actually like a normal fucking skirt.
Right.
I don't remember what people believe about Sonic Boom besides Knuckles' his weird chest.
Yeah.
But
I remember both of those series. It's like, oh, the content, it's great for kids. It's not too bad to watch as an adult, but it's like that we just can't get past the design.
yeah, I don't know like how good or bad the games or show were. I think there were two games that were attached to it, and they're just like, yeah, we're moving on from this reboot because people hated this.
It really is like, what were they thinking? It was
Hmm.
so bizarre. And that both of those franchises did that at the same time. It's curious. It's like, what media mind is here telling them they have to do something like this?
Who the hell knows?
Although there is a new Pac-Man cartoon, yeah, on YouTube of all things, which is weird that you reminded
Ghostly
me of.
Adventures.
No,
It was a show
Pac-Man
too.
or something. Whole new thing. Um, yeah, those three characters, Duck Hunt and Little Mac and Pac-Man. Little Mac, addressing the meme in the room. I remember the circulation speculation cycle being, oh,
Shulk.
Schultz is just Little Mac with photoshopped hair.
And I mean, the faces, like I could see where people were thinking that
Yeah,
because and like the angles for them was like, okay, I see where you're getting it, but people, you're showing that you just don't want this, and you're coming with an excuse for why it has to be fake.
yeah. The best thing about Smash 4, besides being the exact prototype for Ultimate for them to just bounce from off of, is the revelation of character trailers for introductions. Like Sakurai wants to move away from Subspace Emissary because he thinks that it's devalued by adding all the cutscenes onto the internet, which that's just the way the internet works. Let's get over ourselves in that factor. IMO. But yeah, Little Mac had an awesome trailer in the style of the Punch Out game on the Wii, with him and Doc Lewis in the ring and yada yada, the chocolate, the punching, bada bing, bada boom. It was cool. It was satisfying, and I feel like he was one of those characters where you were right. It's like we have a few retro reps who are like tenants of that era and need to get in. Little Mac was one of them, and the speculation on the scene at the time was always like, oh, Little Mac could be the West and Takamaru could be the East.
Mm,
Womp womp, because only Punch Out got represented. I don't know what the holdup was with Takamaru specifically. I mean, he would still be a great character.
because Sakurai didn't want to include a character that hadn't been released outside of Japan at that point.
Uh, I
That's
guess.
what he said explicitly about Takamaru.
Yeah,
And
I
but then it
guess.
was, and then I think actually I think that's what he said. I think that's what he said during Brawl.
Mhm.
Actually, and I don't remember if
Mhm.
he's made any comments on Smash Four because by Smash Four's time, what was it? Nintendo Land had a release which had a mini game based around Takamaru's game, but I don't know, maybe Sakurai didn't think that was good enough, and depending on when he started working on Smash 4 and when Nintendo Land was in development, you know,
Yeah. And they basically remade Murasame Castle in one of the Dynasty Warriors games, which was interesting.
which was before then.
But
Not that Nintendo
yeah,
made that game, but yeah,
no, but they licensed it and let him put Takamaru in. So and Takamaru was in the Captain Rainbow. So it was all these things that were kind of aligning. It's like okay, we're kind of sidling into this idea that he could be here, and then didn't
Captain
happen.
Rainbow also wasn't outside of Japan.
Yeah. Oh, and then there was like that Sakura Samurai game on 3DS as well. That was Takamaru like.
And now we have
um,
Sushi Striker on Switch.
yeah, that'll get a rip, right?
No.
Um,
I think I put an assist trivia about it years ago though.
you did,
That or I intended to.
you did. I remember. Um, but yeah, Little Mac still is really satisfying to play as. Like Smash Four brought in the gimmicks with all these characters. Like it was a little incessant feeling like, oh, every character needs to have some sort of gimmick that really sets them apart from one another and kind of elevates the character design past what used to be done. And it became a little cloying, but Little Mac was fun. His super meter wasn't overpowered. It was interesting to work up into his like ugly brute form in the final smash, and the references were there. I mean, the boxing ring stage is, I think, now a new favorite, a
Yeah.
perennial favorite of Smash fans. And I like the character. I mean, he runs fast and he hits hard. It's really satisfying to land a hit, even though when you're playing against skilled players like Kelly Jelly, it's a fool's errand to play as Little Mac. You kind of need to spam Doria instead. Um, Duck Hunt is a character my sister grew up playing that game. Quite, child of the '80s, played it on the NES a lot. Like so much so that when she was playing it as a kid, she would go to bed and see the sprites of the ducks flying in her eyes when she was trying to go to bed and sleep.
Horrible.
So religious fan of the NES Zapper light gun situation, and she was super happy Duck Hunt was included. I was happy with it because again, you're filling this need, and at this point in the speculation game, our brains are starting to kind of work in a way similar to Sakurai. Still, not to pat ourselves in the head. Everybody in the community does it to an extent, but it's just like what would he do, and what would Nintendo want? And it's like to represent this icon of the age. And it's still fun. It's fun to play as. It's a novelty character for me. Like again, like you, I just can't wrap my head fully around playing the character. Pretty easy base, like standard moves, with the side moves are hard to kind of navigate. I love that the other light gun games are represented as down special, and that the stage is just ripped from the actual game. That's really awesome. And that the duck hunt sprite, like the dog sprite, is there and stuff. I'm interested in the concept. It's interesting the concept Sakurai came up with, where it's like, oh, the one shooting at the stage is actually the
The
player,
Hunter.
the representation of the light gun user. And I'm like, okay, why not?
Yeah.
Which kind of makes the Duck Hunt duo European name kind of moot and odd and
Yeah.
strange. Yeah, but yeah, I like it. We got Duck and Dog before Bear and Bird, and there you go. Duck and Dog platformer when Sakurai. Um, Pac-Man was, I think, to a degree, Smash is still, no, like to an extreme degree, Smash is still about honoring legends and pillars of gaming, eras of gaming, genres of gaming, and you just can't take that notion seriously without having Sonic, Mega Man, or Pac Man involved, or Ryu. And at that point, we got them. We got all those characters. And Pac Man was actually my favorite of those four to be included in Smash. I'm weird. It's one of those things I mentioned on the show before, where I would play a lot of Pac Man as a kid, and Pac Attack and Pac Man World 2 on the GameCube, and I was affectionate towards that character, and understood the legacy of the character, and how it's like, wow, this character has been around so long. My dad was a kid playing this character in arcades, and and to have a to pull back in time like that and put them in Smash is really interesting, and that's why, even as a kid, like I turned in that Pac-Man versus Mario drawing for Super Smash Brothers and Nintendo Power. Um, yeah, I was super hyped for it. A lot of people weren't, and I just feel like those people are disconnected from the idea of what Smash is really supposed to be. It's like we were never going to get Kazuya or Lloyd or Yuri before Pac-Man. It was never going to happen. There was that speculation. What about Tekken? What about Tails? What about Soul Calibur? It's like not before Pac-Man, the literal icon mascot of the company.
Yeah.
The Pac-Man stage sucked though. I wish we got
Pac-Man sucks.
Pac-Man in Ultimate.
Yeah, and the excuse about how Pac-Maze works on 3DS not really being able to work well on Wii or Ultimate's like that's yes, I guess, but also
Hey,
no. Like you can
Nick's
make it work.
Nick's stage more for the next game. Done.
Yeah, well, yes, that needs to go because it prevented like Woolly World repairing and some other things. Although it also
Mm-hmm.
stopped. Well, I don't know. But yeah, stage morph. I imagine
Being remade on the Switch. And
like
gosh,
stage morph is a very interesting concept, but I think I assume that they probably have some way to see. Okay, people that are online they're able to see metrics of like what stages and what kind of settings people play with the most. I would
mm-hmm.
bet stage morph was used a fraction of the time compared to everything else.
It's
Not as
amazing that they would. Yeah,
like
sorry.
at most, I would guess that across every single Smash Brothers match anybody has done in just regular Smash mode, where they get to pick their own rules, Smash or Stage Morph would have been done in 5% or less of total matches worldwide historically. That would be my guess,
Yeah.
and I think that might be high.
Yeah, and for them to nix, for them to spend so many hours in Chronicle, like Sakurai saying, "Oh, we spent so much time coding Orbital Gate Assault to get it to work," and it's like, "Well, we can't put it in Ultimate because of Stage Morph." Whoops.
Yeah, it was a cool stage too.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the stage for the retro characters. Yeah, again, like they did a great job in. We didn't even talk about Brawl getting Summit for the Ice Climbers, and also Flat Zone Two. And Flat Zone Two was it was Flat Zone again, but with different games, different of the old Game Watch cartridges happening in there.
Mm-hmm.
Not really cartridges, but then Smash Four also added in Flat Zone X, which just combined everything from Flat Zones One and Two. Which
That was what
personally,
makes sense.
I'm kind of disappointed in. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is our new stage. I mean, okay, I guess that
Yeah.
means that's less work to have to rebuild both of them separately. But I would have rather have had Flat Zone 3 with even more different Game and Watch
Sure.
games being in there.
Yeah.
But I guess we probably aren't going to get that at this point.
Yeah.
But Summit was great. It was a much better stage than Icicle Mountain.
I love Summit. Summit's one of my favorite stages, I think, series wide.
Uh, Brawl in general has a great amount of stages. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I don't know if I'd pick any of the ones from Smash 4. I mean, they were all experiments at the time. Melee either replaced or just upgraded all of them. Like Green Greens is just an upgrade, an evolution over Dreamland.
Yeah.
And then Smash 4 also gave us a lot of great stages. Honestly, Duck Hunt and what was the fucking other one? Um, Boxing Ring are honestly
Mm-hmm.
two of the best stages I think from
Amazing
Smash 4.
stages. Yeah. Boxing Ring is at that level of like fan reception that Temple has, I think.
Yeah,
It's there.
and it's a good thing it does, considering it's like there's not much else you can do for Punch Out. So if they had made a shit stage, it'd be like, well, shit. I guess that's
Yeah.
sticking around forever.
Yeah. I mean, since we're broaching the subject, I think my favorite all time stage is Pirate Ship.
It's definitely high up there.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Luigi's Mansion as
Yep.
well.
Yep. For sure. There's a reason they always come back.
Yeah. But then Pac-Land, I understand why Pac-Man is the way that it is. It's
Hmm.
designed that way because it's pulling straight out of the original Pac-Man game. But I can't help but look at it and think this is MS Paint. This is
Yeah, it
MS
is.
Paint the stage, and I kind of wonder, was Pac-Man designed with MS Paint? Is that how they made the game's graphics? Because it's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah.
Don't know, but it's like it's kind of an eyesore for me to try to play on. Like
Mhm.
I do not enjoy when I have to play on Pac-Man.
It's so hilarious, and I kind of like it as a troll, but to not have Pac-Maze also on the Wii U was like nuts.
Yeah. And the whole excuse was like the power pellets thing and how that interacts with the ghosts. It's like, okay, well, here's what you do about that. You can't. I don't know how they would have made it work on 3DS if that was the case with the ghost beater. Actually, I'm trying to remember how they work explicitly. Um. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So the ghosts just changed their design, but they were still moving like their normal pattern, unlike the original Pac-Man games. Like, okay, well, just give the player a glowing aura signifying that they can eat the ghosts and have a power pellet counter by everybody's percent. Problem is solved. That's all you
hmm
gotta do, and Pac-Maze works.
yeah. It feels like corners were just cut.
Yeah.
Hmm. Which I understand they had to be somewhere, but it's disappointing. Um, Ice Climbers being the most unforgivable, of course.
Yeah,
I
them being
forgive
cut from Smash 4, like it's because of the 3DS. It's the same reason why we lost Squirrel and Ivysaur. It's the same reason why
Mhm.
Zelda and Sheik got separated out into their own movesets. Same with Samus and Zero Suit Samus. Personally, I think, considering that they reattached Squirrel and Ivysaur to Charizard in Ultimate, I think Zelda and Sheik should have been reattached. Keeping Samus and Zero Suit Samus separate, I think is okay. But Zelda and Sheik should have gone back together. Either
Yeah,
that or, well, I guess for Ultimate they did, giving them completely different inspired designs. It's like, okay, if you're going to have them be designed explicitly from different games, now it makes sense to kind of keep them
right,
separate.
right. Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that, and yeah, I never really totally got on board with the design philosophy for Zero Suit Samus only really being playable in base with having to use the final smash. It
Yeah.
was
And the trade off is you get a kind of, for the most part, a weaker character, at least in my personal usage of them. And then their new Final Smash sucks.
mhm. Yeah,
But then moving ahead to Ultimate, where we have, base roster wise, the smallest amount of newcomers we'd ever had, which was 11. Our retro reps, it's kind of weird here to think about what our retro reps were, because Parada Plant, is that a retro rep? I don't know. It's definitely the WTF rep in my
oh
mind.
yeah, oh yeah.
I don't know if I'd call it the retro rep. Honestly, King K. Rule fits that bill better because Piranha Plant is still in a lot more games. King K. Rule was vanished for a long time. Looking at the rest of these, honestly, our base roster retro reps, people kind of like, the closest thing we had to a true one was Simon and Richter, mainly Simon over
Bizarre.
Richter,
Yeah,
and
bizarre.
nobody else in the DLC really comes on that. It was definitely strange. Like there was no like. It depends. Like at this point, it's like, how far are we stretching the definition of retro rep here? Is it still just NES, SNES, and older characters? Is GameCube now retro? When did the GameCube release? Quite a long time ago now by this point. Considering during
Right.
Smash Melee on GameCube, NES and even an SNES were considered retro. By that time scale, GameCube games are retro now, which is
Right.
terrifying for those of us who were children at the time. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
GameCube and GBA are retro in my eyes.
Oh shit! This year's the 25th anniversary for the GameCube.
Yeah, quarter century. You can't get away from it. It's retro.
Yeah, and I like, my definition of retro also is like, I would not consider Mario a retro because Mario still is active. We still get Mario games regularly. But
Mhm.
something from the GameCube era that's like, well, to get a few games after the GameCube era, it's now a dead franchise. I would consider this retro. Chibi Robo. I'll call Chibi Robo a retro rep at this point. I would
Yeah.
say, God. Well, I guess I get it's second extended. When did the Hurt game for their series release in? I'll play it soon. Okay, yeah, I was about to bring up Golden Sun, but no, they had the most recent game in 2010. I'm not going to call that retro yet. Getting there. It's getting there. It might be
Yeah.
soon. Uh, but Dosha the Giant, retro. Custom Robo, retro.
Yeah.
What else died at the GameCube? F-Zero. Captain Falcon's a retro rep now.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Is Batten Kaitos?
Never got a game that wasn't a re-release outside of the GameCube.
Batten Kaitos is retro now. It's weird to think about.
Yeah.
I know that when we got the base roster for Ultimate, I was like, "Where's our retro rep? This doesn't feel right." With our retro rep, and then I saw people saying like, "Oh, I think it's Simon and Richter, or at least Simon's like Castlevania." It's like, okay, I guess, but for me that doesn't fit the bill. Like if it was Simon and somebody else, like a Nintendo character, like okay, like how Pac-Man was. But Ultimate to me doesn't have a classical retro rep character, and I'm disappointed in that.
It would have been there. You still have great options. Takamaru, we've beaten on the head a few times. Discoon would have been funny. There are others that I'm probably not thinking. Balloon Fighter, good lord.
Yeah,
Balloon Fighter, Mach Rider.
I think Balloon Fighter was who I was championing the most for Ultimate.
Mm-hmm. Just Stanley.
Yeah, Stanley the Bugman would absolutely count.
Mrs. Game and Watch.
Wow, maybe not.
Nurse Peach.
No,
just kidding. The cookie from Yoshi's Cookie.
not something that would be a playable fighter.
But yes, I agree that I wish Yumi Tachibana. There could have been
Mike Jones, Sukapon, Starman, or Fighter Hayabusa from Pro Wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Starman would have been an not Starman. Who did you say before Starman?
Sukapon.
Not yes,
Joy Mechafight.
Yeah, Sukapon. Sukapon would have been an amazing character from like Nintendo's first fighting game to include an Ultimate.
Literally anybody from Pilot Wings.
Yeah.
Get Big Al from the original version, or get Lark from the N64 version.
Yeah.
There are still several options. Like I hope that in the next game we get somebody new. Get an actual Nintendo retro character base roster. Even if it's a newer one, like a GameCube era character.
Yeah. Chibi Robo would be awesome.
Yeah,
amazing.
Chibi would be great. One day I'm gonna make a movie for Chibi Robo. One day, I need to rewatch or just play the game myself to really get a feel for the abilities. But
otherwise, we talk and talk and talk, and then we get like freaking bubbles from Clue Clue in.
Retro character though, that's there. Hakun, or whatever the heck the character's name in that game is. Muddy Mole from Mole Mania.
Honestly, I love retro gaming, and I would be so hyped for any of these.
Yeah,
I
don't know if I'd be hyped for any of them, but I would be hyped just for us getting one again. Generally speaking, there are definitely some that would be more hyped for than others.
Saki Amami, Starfy.
When was Starfy's last game? It was DS, like the last Golden Sun game was. 2009. Okay, I'm not going to call that yet.
Almost, but no. Yeah. When it hits 20 years old.
The first game released after the GameCube did.
Oh, okay.
When did GameCube stop production? When did it get retired?
And never really took off.
GameCube was retired in 2007.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say if they've had if their series was active after 2007, yeah, that's not a retro rep yet. That's just going to be my personal definition.
Yep. Man, But as for the characters we did get, I mean, like Banjo Kazooie to an extent, and the DLC as well. Uh, Great, all extremely hype choices. King K. Rool. I have never reacted in such a way to a character being revealed like I did to King K. Rool. I don't remember if you remember. I mean, I don't know if you remember me texting you
Remember
live when
me?
you watched that stream, and I was just going K. Rool, K. Rool, K. over and over and over again.
I mean, it
Like,
was. I was definitely very happy to see K. Roll. That reaction was similar to like when we were watching. It was you, me, and Flame Zone, watching the Nintendo Direct or whatever it was, and I don't remember exactly what it was that I saw that told me it was Ridley. I think it might have just been like the environment that we saw the trailer of, and I was like instantly
yep,
mute my mic in the server because I know what's happening. That's this is Ridley. This is the Ridley
yep.
trailer, and I can tell from frame fucking one.
Yeah, there were some incredible moments like that, and repeatedly in the Ultimate and Smash Four phases. To their credit, like the trailers always went hard. The routine, like oh they killed Mario like 20 times, and the cutscenes was kind of macabre. Or like Luigi in the Simon Richter trailer. Like my gosh, Jesus Christ, getting reaped by death. It's like, okay,
Yep.
we're going there with these characters. It's so, to an extent, I'm surprised Nintendo let them. Back in the day, they wouldn't have.
Or like Capcom letting Mega Man be Yord like that.
Yeah, it, it was interesting, that's for sure. Funny and memorable. Yeah, Ridley was another one. Cloud's reveal and your instant reaction to that was another one. Just like all these hell yeah moments.
Yeah.
Sora, good lord. Sephiroth, who could forget that? Like Jesus, there's just so many. But anyway, yeah, King K. Rool was that for me. Like, oh my gosh. Um, Followed by oh, the Banjo Kazooie trailer mimicking K. Rool's was funny.
Yeah.
Uh, that yeah, again, similar hype. So incredible that they're there. Spiral Mountain could have been interpreted better, in my opinion. That's not here nor there, just in terms of finally having the character here and basically being how you would envision them to be, like not being that gimmicky.
Yeah.
And Simon and Richter, by extension. My God, perfect representation of the classic Castlevania moveset. They do a really good job invoking some of the like the down kick and stuff being more from the Metroidvania era to better represent Richter, Symphony of the Night. And they're really an amalgam of each other, and there's that cute thing from Sakura. Which one's an echo of who? I would say
Well,
Richter's an echo of
the one
Simon.
that in game has the echo symbol used for their marketing, Richter.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
echo.
Yeah.
Ah,
hmm Simon, yeah, it's awesome. Conan is here, and the stage is my favorite part about all of this, and having like the 40 billion music tracks. That's another fun thing about the Ultimate release cycle. It's like Castlevania's stage has like 40 music tracks, an all-time new record for remixes, and then King of Fighters is like Hold My Beer.
yeah, it really
It's like
was.
what the what's and then Terry kind of like at least for like stateside, like kind of skirting the radar. A lot of retro adjacent love in Ultimate, just not like that direct bang on the head,
Yeah,
which I do agree is missing. Like you could have replaced Incineroar with a retro character.
like Starman.
Yeah,
I understand why Incineroar was the pick because it was because you gotta have the Pokemon slot, and it was like, okay, you look at this guy, like this guy has a totally different energy than anything else currently on the roster, and maybe the concept art that he was given at the time was not developed yet for Decidueye. We don't fucking know. We have no idea. But it is kind of why I wish we wouldn't do so much of, oh, let's look at concept art of a game that's being developed right now, because things fucking change. Looking at Dissidia Final Fantasy, they considered adding in. Wait, is this one thing of? I think, yeah, I think it is. I think there was a couple games that like a company was going to do something like this with. I can't remember what the second one was, but they considered adding in lightning as a playable character to Dissidia, even though Final Fantasy 13 wasn't out yet, but they didn't want to do it because they didn't want to end up defining the character when they still want to make changes later. Because once you show them off, it's like, well, that's them. There's some other game some other fighting game I'm trying to think of that has something similar, but I can't remember who the character would have been. I don't know.
Yeah. King of Fighter Stadium was a great, amazing
Oh yeah,
stage.
one of the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. Retro characters,
Mm-hmm.
Smash, whole series.
Now, we've had a podcast here for 7 years where a third of our episodes are about making character movesets. Oh, we've made some
Mm-hmm.
retro characters of our own. Some arguably are retro, some are debatable. Like, would you consider Porky Minch or Adelaine retro?
Um,
Adelaine, I would consider. I don't know about Porky.
right, because Adeline has not appeared since Crystal Shards, right,
Yeah,
or something like that.
Only really in
Yeah,
that game.
Porky was late stage GBA, like 2007, so by your measure, it wouldn't be retro just yet. But it's from a defunct series, so it's kind of skirting the line.
But it's also like was in two games of that series, whereas Adeline was in one game of a series that is very long and established.
Right. Well, there was also the Ado or Ado character that is kind of essentially her.
Yeah,
Uh, but yes, her specifically. And I think Ado even. Well, I think Ado's last appearance might have been like Dreamland 3. Like it's
only appearance.
yeah. And then there's Paint Roller, which I think maybe in more games than Adeline or Ado, which is a less interesting character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then wow, we really didn't do very many retro cards. I'm looking at the whole list of things here. Like I wouldn't consider
Maybe
Medusa because of Uprising. I wouldn't consider Cranky Kong. I wouldn't consider Chrono. But we did Takamaru in season 4.
mm-hmm,
A very popular retro character choice, both for us and across the fan base. We did that
mm-hmm.
move set. Season 5, we did Mock Rider, which was a character that you were really pushing for. And I was basically like, fine, we'll do it. Ugh. Captain Syrup, classically, maybe. But they had a game on the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, I think those might have been our only real two. Would have been Takamaru and oh no, I'm sorry. Wait, is that episode? I need to check the schedule. Is that episode out yet? Is that a future episode? That
Yes, it
episode
is.
is out. Huh. When you start
Yeah.
recording things out of order, you can't remember what happened when. But yeah, then we did Lip this season. So we've done three definitely definable retro reps across our 7 years
From
thus
Penel de
far.
Pawn.
Do what?
Huh? A lip from Penel de Pawn.
But what we've talked about others like and Smash Dashes or Rate Their Chances debates. Because some characters are hard to come up with a moveset for. Like, I would have a hard time coming up with a moveset for Discoon. But I think before Duck Hunt got a moveset, I would have been like, I don't know how to make a moveset for Duck Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see it, but I don't know how to do that.
Happens. That was you with Ridley for a long time.
Well, it's not. No, no. I didn't say that he couldn't have a moveset. I said it's like size wise. Yeah, I understand the argument of his size is a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
was worked through, but it
Mm-hmm.
is something that is an issue that they have to develop for and figure out. Okay, how we're going to deal with this large, very large character.
Yeah. And then they were just like, he crouches in a strange way most of the time.
Yeah, which is kind of the way you got to do it.
The taunt is funny where he just stands up. Yep.
Yeah. I want to look at see like okay the Smashtopia wiki. If we've done any other retro cards just like outside of Pops, I think we might have. But there's so much on this wiki that's like good fucking god. Uh,
I know.
is Advance Wars retro? I'm
I
not
mean,
sure.
remake came out on the Switch.
It has a remake.
Good thing it did come out. Jesus.
First game was 2001,
Yeah.
and
Technically,
technically it started as Famicom Wars.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
was the moves that you made, which surprised me when you made it because I was just like, oh, I thought we were saving him for a podcast episode. Okay, never mind. That's done.
He did something you would never do and put him permanently in the tank, and I was like, "Here you go."
That's true. I would not have put him in the tank. I'm
Yeah,
like, no, you're crazy. That doesn't make
yeah.
sense.
Sometimes you just need to let the tangent run its course.
Kelly Jelly did a moveset for Dig Dug. That's definitely
Yeah,
a retro character. Same level as Pac-Man.
I would kind of be into it for that reason. That or like Mappy.
I have Mappy stage plans, but Mappy a character, I don't know what I would do. I'd have to.
Viper.
It would be very much pulled out of the ass and invented.
Yeah.
But that happens.
Sophia from Blaster Master would be kind of cool.
Now that's a character that would make sense being on the tank all the time.
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't move for Orsted from Live a Live. That would be retro. One game on the Super Nintendo did get a remake on Switch. But I played it like that Super Nintendo game never released outside Japan, so I had to do an English patch of it. Marina Light Years, you did. That would be retro now.
Yeah.
Goemon.
Recently had a retro collection release on Switch 2, only in Japan. I was envious.
There you go.
Yeah.
Kelly made the music for like the Rampage characters, George, Lizzie, and Ralph.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was fun.
We've had good retro representation. Oh, I did Dr. Wright from the Super Nintendo version of SimCity.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my early Smash LP movesets, actually.
I remember this is not a character, but I remember doing a skeleton from one of those really early
Oh yeah, you did.
II games.
Like Arc, Axe, something,
Mm-hmm.
whatever that game was called.
I'm looking right now.
Akalabeth.
Yeah. And it's just like, let's go back like literally like as far as possible.
Oh,
Basically.
you went as far as possible. To the year 1980?
Yeah, I did not do the the trackball games from the earliest prototypes of gaming though.
Tennis for Two.
Yeah, that.
This what I was explicitly just like, I want to look up and see what is the earliest recorded video game. Tennis for Two. Created in 1958.
Wow.
For the Donner Model 30 analog computer. And I made a stage of that. Because
Your grandma
fuck
could have played that.
you. And then the other retro character that we have on the wiki is Goku. Not that one.
Oh,
Goku from Yuyuki. The
Oh.
Journey to the West game that Nintendo released. That was in the same quote-unquote series as Shin Onigashima.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, those two characters, Donde and Hikari, famously included in Monster Redux Melee episode.
And had a trophy in Melee.
Yeah, appropriate. Glowbox and Rayman, eat your heart out.
And there's still a lot more that we could do for retro characters. Like, honestly, I feel like Nintendo characters-wise, Takamaru is is Takamaru the biggest name? Like, I don't mean like biggest fan name, like what people call him, but like, is he the biggest name of a character slash franchise? Nintendo first party that hasn't been playable yet as far as potential retro reps.
Because he's on the level of Little Mac in Japan, and because he has had crossover in the States now, and a lot of Smash fans want him, I would say yes.
Fair enough.
I'm pretty sure that was a Famicom launch title. I'm not 100, but
I'm checking on that.
okay.
It was released 1986, April 14th.
Oh, definitely not a launch title then.
No, but 2 months later, so that's arguable.
Okay, yeah, sweet. Yeah, it was the action oriented Zelda like kind of thing.
Yep.
Very interesting. Difficult, like my gosh. Um yeah, that and maybe say Takamaru and then probably Balloon Fighter.
Oh yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
I still think Balloon Fire would be who I would champion for the most.
Mine, unsurprisingly, just would be Takamaru, and Lip is getting up there after that episode with Ebit and where we flesh that out. I would really be interested in that moveset, and that world would be set apart from other characters.
Yeah.
She would just be a really well-rounded choice, and Penel Depone is like the game itself is so satisfying,
Yeah.
like one of the better puzzle series, I think, and I would love to see that have it would be so easy. It's so simple. It's just they could code it overnight and release it. Like I would love to see a new version of that come out.
Yeah.
Hmm. Like really, there's no excuse for it. Like to not with how simple the resources would be. Just release a new Panel Dapon and a new Yoshi's Cookie and like all these older puzzle games people loved. Just whatever. There you go.
I'm trying to see when the last Puzzle League game. 2016 was the last Puzzle League, and it was well. No, I don't think I'll count this. Animal Crossing Puzzle League, a minigame included inside of the Welcome Amiibo expansion of Animal Crossing New Leaf. Okay, yeah, we're not counting that one. But
Wasn't
then
there a puzzle game on the GBA or DS?
getting there. The one before then was Planet Puzzle League, which was on the DS. It was part of the Touch Generations brand of
Mhm.
games that they did at the time, and it had different games depending on different names depending on the region. But then yeah, there was one on Game Boy Advance that was Dr. Mario and Puzzle League, which is a compilation of the two games together.
Yeah.
Nintendo Puzzle Collection on GameCube, which had Yoshi's Cookie, 60, Dr. Mario 64, and then the unreleased 64, Nintendo 64 version of Panel de Pon that got turned into Pokemon Puzzle League.
Hmm.
So before it got Pokemon, that game.
Yeah.
And Planet Puzzle,
I,
I think that's the one that like because we were talking about in the Lip episode, like the character of Furl, who replaced Lip in that game. I believe it was that version of the game that has Free Furl, and all other ones. I don't think they have the fairies at all. It's just
mhm.
like we're just the game, the game,
It's a
the
shame. I
basic
mean, it
gameplay.
loses lost a part of its identity when they just made it Puzzle League.
Yeah, like not even having the characters, just like come on,
Hmm.
and like I'm looking at just like the box art for Planet Puzzle. It's like, man, you turned it boring looking.
Hmm. Yeah, it
Sad.
kind of is. Still great gameplay, but there's no backdrop, there's no world, there's no lore.
Hmm.
It's just. Hmm.
Yeah, it was just those two, the SNES and the N64 one that were actual the
Yeah.
fairy games, and like Tetris Attack was the SNES game. Pokemon Puzzle League was the N64 one. Then there was a Pokemon Puzzle Challenge on Game Boy Color that was just like just the Pokemon. Like there wasn't ever any a fairy version of it, from
Hmm.
my understanding of it,
Yeah.
and it pulled more from the anime.
Yeah.
But
Puyo never had the gall to change when it got localized.
yeah, fucking did.
Well, I know what you mean, but I also mean that characters like Arlie Nadia and Amate, they exist in the Western games, like the newer games as well.
Not in Kirby's Avalanche.
No, but that was licensing era '90s stuff.
Dr. Robotnik's mean bean machine? Wasn't
Hmm.
that Puyo Puyo?
Yeah, but Puyo Puyo Fever 1 and 2 came out
Yeah.
much more recently, and those were yeah.
But to your real point, one, they still get games, and two, they actually let RL exist without being turned into Kirby or Dr. Robotnik. And they have a second franchise that RL is associated with as well. I don't quite know what it is off the top of my head, but like she
New
she
Pop.
technically,
Right?
yeah, she headlines two franchises. Where it's like, oh,
Hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah, wasn't there one where she's also just an RPG character?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. It's some kind of RPG game. I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
really
forgetting
know
what.
the details, but
Mhm. Yeah, it's funny that there was ever this doubt from Nintendo or otherwise that this like magical girl slash fairy thing would not be popular in the West. When it's like, there's plenty of proof that it would be
mhm.
from other media.
Mado Monogatari or Gatori or I don't know what the fucking pronunciation is. Also called Sorcery Saga. First person dungeon crawler RPG series. Last game was in 2024 that Arl is also a part of.
Wow, 2024, so it's like very active.
The first game was 1990.
Yeah, interesting. That means the series as a whole is 34 years old. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
And there were 11 years between the most recent game and the one before it. So
Yeah.
it went on hiatus and before they brought it back.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was considered a good game or not. I have no idea. I didn't pick that far. But
Mhm.
and Ara would I mean she has an active franchise. I don't know if I'll call her a retro, but she's definitely would be a good puzzle rep.
Right.
Her and Lip kind of fight for that same niche as being a
Yeah.
potential character. Like that's an example where you could say like, oh, Aro took Lip's slot on the roster. It's like, all right, yeah, technically that would be something you could argue, but you can't say that Aro took Poochie's slot. That's
Right.
stupid.
Poochie, no. Would you classify Famicom Detective Club as retro now?
Yeah, I think I still would. Like
Okay. Well,
it got remakes on the Switch, and they got a sequel on the Switch, which shocked the fucking planet.
yeah.
But considering the gap of years between Famicom release and Switch remake, like,
Oh,
and it's
kind of
not
like
like they didn't like reinvent the wheel like Kid Icarus reinvented the wheel. It's like it's the exact same gameplay, just shinier coat of paint.
yeah, true. In that case, Ayumi is up there for me too.
Yeah, I would love that. Like, I've tried thinking multiple times on how a Yumi would work as a fighter, and I've had a couple ideas, but they've all been like disconnected. It's like I'm not super satisfied with it. Like, her having some kind of martial art technique would make sense because she knows martial arts. Having something where like you can like investigate your opponent and gain some kind of buff against them, maybe,
Mhm.
or throwing a piece of evidence. I know what her final smash is. That I have defined. It's the
Yeah,
rest of her moves. It's like I don't know fully what to do with you yet. Someday I need to sit back down and I need to really try and hammer it.
yeah. Be like, oh no, Ayumi stole Phoenix Wright's spot. I would pick Lip over Arlie, but I would pick Phoenix over Ayumi.
Yeah, I would too. Phoenix is also easier to conceptualize a moveset for.
Right. Sweet.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about with retro characters? Thoughts on what we've had so far? Thoughts on what we could get? What you would like to see get us get?
Uh, Takamaru give. Uh, Balloon Fighter give. Lip give. Mock Rider give. Or maybe that's just me.
I
Um,
think my top three would be the first three you mentioned. I don't know. I don't think it'd be in that order. I would say Balloon Fighter first. I think
yeah,
Takamaru would be like a very standard
yeah,
moveset, which I mean is fine. Like you, not every character needs to have a fucking gimmick that spans their entire moveset.
yeah,
Uh, but Balloon Fighter is the one that interests me the most. Now,
yeah,
when it comes to actually play style, I'll probably enjoy Takamaru more.
right.
But Balloon Fighter is who I would like to see.
Yeah. And Donban and Kairi would be cool, like as a really offbeat choice. Now that we mentioned them, but like again, like to a degree, or Demille from the Tomato Adventure.
Oh yeah, I forgot that
Uh,
one.
it's just like anything to a certain degree that's referential and reverent of retro gaming would be great to have. Um, Yeah. Third party, like again, I don't think that we should get a third party retro without a first party retro again. It's just weird.
Yeah.
But there are also like other ways to approach it. Like Bomberman, not really retro, pseudo kind of retro with the way that he's associated with his older games. He could be playable. Should have, could have, probably been an ultimate.
Ryu
Um,
Hayabusa is one that you've championed for.
Hayabusa for sure, Goemon, Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins. Like there's a little contingency. And then they can do assist trophies. Like there are characters you can approach from that lens, like the Pong assist trophy. Um, you can lay over the map like Twinbee or Xevious or Gradius in that sort of realm. You could and have them on the stage. It'd probably make more sense to have Big Viper as an AT than a character, even though
Yeah.
that has happened in Dream Mix Fighters. Um, yeah, so Master Higgins could go flying around on his skateboard and hitting people. Wonder Boy Bonk could bonk people on the head with his head. Um, like there is this very vast, even broader than the amount of characters you could assume is playable. Like there's this vast pool of retro gaming that like Tennis for Two. That's obviously there's not a character you can pull from that, but it's an amazing stage. I would love for there to be a concerted effort in the next Smash, if possible, depending on the direction of the next Smash. Probably less likely if it's Ultimate 2, so there's. But to draw in more of the retro gaming world and not necessarily just characters. Yeah, Geno, he could be in there from Super Mario RPG. What an amazing little current of time that was when we got Super Mario RPG and Thousand Year Door remade and Brothership. It's like, what the hell is going
Within
on?
a year, those three games
Yeah,
released. It's like Nintendo RPG or Mario RPG Renaissance. Are we
yeah,
there? I mean, we'll see in what I think 2 more years. We'll see what they do with the next Paper Mario.
yeah.
Like I
Instead we get Super Mario RPG 2.
I feel like the safe idea is for them to do just Paper Mario 64 remake. Give it the
Yeah,
same coat of paint that Thousand Year Door did, and then that basically gives him 3 games worth of time to think about and conceptualize a brand new Paper Mario game while they just did these remakes. That's what
I
I would
do
like to
love
see.
that.
Intelligent Systems,
Yeah,
are you listening? You better be listening. I
yeah,
mean, whatever game you work, you're already on it. It's not like you're
yeah.
just now thinking about the next Paper Mario game.
Unless
They
it's a
finish one,
brand
they
new
start on the
game in the
next.
style of Thousand Year Door,
Hmm?
yeah, give me. Unless it's a brand new game in the style of Thousand Year Door, give me the 64 remake.
Yeah, agreed.
I I think their release schedule 64 remake. Give it a few more years. Brand new game in the original style. A few more years. Hey, give us Super Paper Mario 2. Why not? That was still good. There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then we'll kind of be like where we should have been at with the franchise 15 years ago.
it'll be Paper Mario and the Miracle Compass. Oh wait, no, that's a fan. Oh, Marvel's Compass. That's a fan thing. Never mind, we can't do that.
Yeah. We were going to do like an Yggdrasil Paper Mario. Remember that? Paper Mario and the Wondrous Tree or some shit.
Yeah,
Still be a good
we
Yeah.
talked multiple times about like what kind of partner race, what kind of partner like enemies we would like to see in a Paper Mario game, and there's good options. There are still plenty of good options. You
Yeah.
could elect to not reuse any of the ones that we ever had before, and still have a good set of 6 or 8 or whatever it is.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Instead of a Goomba, have a Goomba Tower.
A Toad, actually, I think was one of my ideas.
Yeah. That would make
A
sense.
Toad or like I don't know what the other one was, but there's
Mhm.
options.
The world of Mario enemies is extremely vast.
Hmm.
Like there's so much to pull from.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I think that's it here for our retro representation episode. Overall, I would say they've done a great job so far of representing this category of games and characters that's playable in Smash. Ultimate was like the one time where it was like, what are you doing? what the fuck? Hmm.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, we got like the big one. We got the big trio, I would say, of Game and Watch, Duck Hunt, and Rob, and we've got some good secondary ones: Little Mac, Ice Climbers,
Mhm.
Pit.
Yeah,
I'd like more. There's
yeah.
so many more. Give
Wart and Tanga.
honestly, I'd call Wart a retro rep. Like, yeah, he's
Yeah,
Mario, but he's only been in Mario
yeah.
2.
Put him in the next Smash and have Luis Guzman voice act him there too.
No, because if they do that, that means Chris Pratt is going to worm his way in there. And we can't open that door. We cannot open that door.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
No thanks.
anyways, that is going to be an end of this episode. Next time on Supercast Brothers, unless things fucking change again, we're going. How do I want to put this? I hope you guys don't fear robots, and that you don't let Terminator movies affect your belief on robots and characters. Let it affect your belief on AI. That's totally fucking fair. But robots, robots are
Come on,
fine.
man. Yeah.
Robots are fine mostly.
Those clankers.
We'll be doing a robots some robot character for the next
Remember the movie
dystopia character.
Robot?
Whatever it will be,
2006.
we'll see.
From
I mean,
there.
we know, but you'll see.
Yeah.
And until then, bye everyone.
Good day.